50 years ago we were just trying to walk on the moon. Now, we're planning to dance on Mars. How's that for an upgrade? From Neil Armstrong's historic one small step, we've leaped into a future where Elon Musk's SpaceX is not just taking steps but giant rocket-fueled leaps. We're talking about the Starship mission, folks. This beast of a rocket is not just content with visiting our lunar neighbor. Oh no, it's got its sights set on the red terrain of Mars. Remember when we were giddy about planting a flag on the moon? Well, now we're talking about potentially planting crops on other planets. That's right, we're not just exploring space, we're looking to become cosmic farmers. From moon dust to Martian soil, our ambitions have grown exponentially, and let's not forget the amazing missions by NASA, ISRO, and the European Space Agency. They're all set to launch spacecrafts to places like Jupiter's moon Europa and even asteroids. It's like a cosmic version of the Amazing Race, but instead of pit stops, we have planets and moons. So buckle up, because we're not just going to the moon anymore, we're going interstellar. Ever played hide and seek with aliens? Well, NASA's about to, with the Europa Clipper mission. You see, this isn't your ordinary space mission. No, we're not just sending a spacecraft to take some pretty pictures of Jupiter's moon Europa. We're going to probe it, not in a weird way obviously, we're looking for potential signs of life. Now I know what you're thinking. Aliens on Europa, really? But hear me out. Europa is one of the few places in our solar system where conditions might just be right for life. It's got a massive ocean beneath its icy surface, which is ideal for a pool party. If you're an alien microbe, that is. So, NASA's sending the Europa Clipper to play a cosmic game of hide and seek. Now these Europa aliens, if they exist, are probably the shy type. They're not the kind to wave a flag or set off fireworks to say, "Hey, we're here." No, they're more the hide under the ice and hope nobody notices us type, but that's okay, we love a challenge. So, if you're feeling lonely, don't worry. We might have some new friends, or frenemies, from Jupiter soon. Remember when we thought the worst thing to hit us was a bad Wi-Fi connection? Well, the European Space Agency is preparing for something a little bigger. Asteroids. Yes, asteroids. Those giant floating cosmic billiard balls that occasionally think it's fun to come play in our terrestrial pool. The European Space Agency is launching the Hera mission to study the effects of NASA's DART mission on, you guessed it, an asteroid system. It's a bit like a game of cosmic pool, if you will. NASA's DART mission is the cue stick, giving a friendly nudge to the asteroid, and the Hera mission is the eagle-eyed player studying the shot. It's all to understand how we might deflect an asteroid that's gotten a little too enthusiastic about visiting Earth. And let's be real, as much as we love visitors, we'd prefer if they didn't arrive with the force of 1,000,000 nuclear bombs. So, while you're battling with your Wi-Fi, spare a thought for the folks at the European Space Agency. They're out there playing a high-stakes game of pool with the universe, ensuring we don't have an unexpected visitor crashing our global party. So, next time you're worried about your internet speed, remember, at least you're not an asteroid about to get punted across the solar system. If you thought space exploration was all about planets and stars, think again. We've got some oddballs in the mix too. Now let's talk about Mars for a second. Not the planet, mind you, but its moons. Yes, you heard me right. JAXA, the Japanese Space Agency, is planning a mission to study them. It's like a family visit, but with zero small talk and a lot more rocket fuel. Then we have ISRO, India's space agency, testing uncrewed flights. It's like a driverless car but in space, and without the annoying GPS voice telling you to turn left at the next asteroid. And let's not forget the Polaris Dawn mission. They're not just going to orbit, folks. They're going to break records doing it. It's like they're the Olympic athletes of space. Going for gold has never been so literal. So, you see, space isn't just about the big shiny stars and the giant planets. It's also about the little moons, the unmanned flights, and the record-breaking missions. Because in space, just like on Earth, it's the oddballs that make things interesting. So, after all these galactic adventures, what have we learned? Well, we've learned that space exploration is like the ultimate game of hide and seek. We're constantly finding new places to explore, from the lunar South Pole to Jupiter's moon Europa. We've also discovered that we humans are a pretty determined bunch. Seriously, we're not just content with sending astronauts around the moon, we're even planning to make Starship rockets do multiple rounds and modify them for lunar landings. And let's not forget, we're sending missions to investigate the effects of previous missions. Talk about being thorough. Not to mention we're studying Mars's moons. Because why stop at our own moon, right? We've also learned that space exploration is a bit like cooking a complex meal. There's a whole lot of prep work with uncrewed flight tests and lander missions before we can finally serve up the main course, a crewed flight. And finally, we've learned that space exploration is full of record-breaking attempts. We're not just breaking ground here on Earth, we're breaking records in space too, with missions like the Polaris Dawn. And remember, no matter how far we go, the universe will always have the last laugh. After all, it's been keeping the secret of dark matter from us for ages.